Simon & Schuster Audio presents Rise of ISIS, A Threat We Can't Ignore by Jay Sekulow with the ACLJ Law of War team, Jordan Sekulow, Robert Ash, and David French. Read by Jay Sekulow with a foreword read by Jean Kapp.
The portions of this book describing the rise of ISIS and its military capabilities and describing Hamas, its history and many of its tactics, are adapted from a series of papers I presented in July 2014 at Oxford University's History, Politics, and Society program on religion and politics in the Middle East.
Foreword. Written by Harry G. Hutchison, Visiting Fellow, Harris Manchester, University of Oxford, Professor, George Mason University School of Law. This past summer, I was privileged to participate in a number of informative discussions with members of the University of Oxford faculty regarding the current state of affairs in the Middle East. These conversations centered on the emerging threat to human values posed by ISIS and other groups. As a consequence, my eyes have been opened wide to the bracing capacity of radical jihadists to engage in human savagery. Once exposed to evidence of brutality that includes the deliberate shooting of babies in the presence of their mothers, the rape of women who were then told that the only way to redeem their honor was to blow themselves up as suicide bombers, and the summary decapitation of men, women, and children when they failed to comply with conversion edicts issued by Caliph Ibrahim, the leader of the Islamic State, it becomes impossible to remain silent. Given that ISIS poses an existential threat to a number of countries, including Israel, and representing a growing menace to lives of Yazidis, moderate Sunni Muslims, Shia Muslims, Kurds, Christians, and Jews, it is highly doubtful that anyone but the most naive among us would believe that negotiations, led by the United Nations or anyone else, are the proper way forward. Instead, readers of this new book by Jay Sekulow and his team will discover that evil such as this must be met with force. Nothing else will do. Sekulow describes the origins of ISIS and its ideological links to other jihadists and clarifies, number one, the fractured relationship between ISIS, a radical jihadist group that was founded in Iraq and Syria and has directed its efforts toward the creation of an Islamic caliphate, and Al-Qaeda.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?